Welcome to the Rustic Garden. Today's March 13th. These are my pea starts. Some of them are going to be planted in containers. I'm going to show you how to do that. These were started on February 20th. So you can start peas. I like starting them in the peat pots. I'll talk about that as we go along. Start them in peat pots 3 to 4 weeks before they would go out into your containers or they would go out into the ground. Now peas take about 70 days to mature, so by getting a 3-week jump on starting them myself, I'm going to get peas a lot sooner out of the container than if I just planted stuff today from seed. So, 3 weeks is a good amount of time. While the seed starts are maturing in here, I'm also going to put seeds out in the garden, so now I'll get peas over a longer period of time. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me just explain real quick. These are sugar snap peas right here. This flat is sugar snap peas, and then this flat are snow peas. Anytime you see on a pea packet that it says sugar snap, it's the pod that you can eat. It's a full mature pea, edible pod. When you break it, it actually snaps. That's how it got its name. But you want to look for the sugar snaps so you can eat the entire pod. Now, these are the flat pods, kind of like what you find in Chinese food, immature peas, and they're called snow peas. Sometimes they confuse you and they'll call them melting sugar, which gets a little bit confused with sugar snap, but snow peas. So these are the flat pods, immature peas. Pods edible, peas are edible, but they're just not the full plump sugar snap. And I have videos that explain more about pea varieties if you want to look into that. So today I'm going to put them into a container. I recommend a 5-gallon container. You can grow anywhere from 4 to 8 pea plants in a 5-gallon container. That choice is up to you. I'm going to grow 6. I like growing them in the peat pots because the root system will come out nicely. And you want to make sure when you're doing seed starts, keep moisture in there. You could put in peat moss so that that stays moist. Just let these grow and do what they do. Now I also like to make sure I fill the growing medium all the way to the top. You don't want to have, let's see if I have an example. Well, you don't want the shell top of the peat pot coming out of the ground, like if I plant this, because if this sits above the ground in your container, it'll actually draw water out from around your root system and it will inhibit the growth of your plant. So you want to make sure you have soil all the way to the top, and when I plant it, I'm going to make sure the soil covers the peat pot. You don't want any of the peat pot showing. It's pretty straightforward. Now, I almost made a mistake. I said I wanted to put in 6 plants. I forgot that I put 2 pea plants per cell. So I'm going to break this down and I'm going to do 8. It really wouldn't matter that much. Peas do really well planted closely together. So this is 8 pea plants, nice root system, and I am just digging up the soil. March 13th is a great time because my soil in my ground is no longer frozen. I'll still get nights of frost, but peas can actually take a light frost. The leaves will be perfectly fine. And in fact, these whole cells froze solid one night because I didn't turn my heater on. There's the root system. Just drop it in there, drop some soil around gently. And you can see I started with a good gap right here. I'm just going to take soil from another place, fill in, make sure I'm covering the peat pot. That's all you do to get them into the ground. Just be gentle with them. And then for staking, you could use a tomato cage right now, or I use these bamboo poles to get them started. And I'll just put string around here and let them grow up and then put something larger later. So it's a pretty easy process. Start your peas 3 to 4 weeks before your outdoor temperatures are ready for them. And what does that mean for peas? You want ground that's not frozen, and you really want the nights not getting into the frost temperatures of 32 degrees. Some frost is perfectly fine, but you're looking for a strategy of where the soil's warmed, it's draining nicely, you get an occasional frost, no deep freezes, and your peas will do really, really well. And you can get a 3 or 4 week jump on your peas, get them sooner to your table by just starting them like this. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out my blog at www.therusticgarden.blogspot.com and also check out my YouTube videos. Thanks.